So today we're going to learn how to use a Google document to allow students to either synchronously or asynchronously develop a collaborative document, a place to summarize their ideas. And there's some possible uses that include either a share out after an in-class discussion where they can post their ideas anonymously or with their names attached. Or maybe they'll summarize a class session or a unit, making basically a collaborative study guide, or basically giving them a forum, a place for them to work together on a group project. So let's go ahead and figure out how to get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to docs.google.com, hit enter. It's going to ask us our username and password, so you'll need to make sure you have a Gmail account. And I'm going to go ahead and sign myself in. And I currently have a whole bunch of documents, but you may not have any. To make a new one, you just go up here to this red Create button, click it, and you can create a new collaborative document, a new collaborative presentation, spreadsheet, you name it. We're going to start with a document, so let's click on that. And here we are. We have a new untitled document. To give it a name, we just go up to where it says Untitled Document, click once, type in a new document name, hit OK, and we're all set. Unfortunately, the only person in the world that can see this is me. That's not very good for getting our students to collaborate, so let's click on this blue button with the word share on it. And right now it's private, so let's change that. It's pretty obvious. And I'd like to make it so that anyone with the link can edit this page, or at least anyone has access to it. Now, in order to allow them to edit it, I'm going to have to make sure to go down here where it says Access. Anyone can edit this page. This is one of the most common mistakes that you will make, is that you will either create this wonderful document that you've got all set, but you will forget to share it with anyone, or you'll make it so that they can view it but not edit it. So make sure you know how to click that blue lock button in the upper right and change this on the fly if you're doing this in a classroom and you've forgotten to do that. It takes just a few seconds to do. You hit the Save button, and now it's ready for anybody to look at. Anybody that goes to this long link up here at the top can get to this document and make changes to it. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Right now it's selected. You can see it's highlighted in blue. I'm going to copy that URL and hit Done. And I could make changes to this. I can make changes to this and get this document all ready for my students, but now I want to share it with them. So I'd like to go, let's say I want to let them access this through Moodle. So I'm going to go over to Moodle. I'm going to make sure I'm logged into Moodle, which I already am. I'm going to click on one of my classes. Now I just need to go ahead and turn editing on. Get it so that I can add things. I'll scroll down. I'd like to add this to this week's items here. I'm going to find where it says Add a Resource. I'm going to link to a file or website. I'm going to give it a name, our collaborative document. Then I'm going to scroll down to where it says location, and I'm just going to ask to paste, and voila, there's that lengthy URL there. I'm going to go ahead and just save that, return to my course. And when I scroll down to this week's lesson, or this week's assignments, we've got here our collaborative document ready for my students to click on, and they're taken instantly to it. So that's helpful. But let's say that I don't want to use Moodle. I don't want to have them log into Moodle. I don't have that all set up. So if I wanted to write this on the board, I'd have to have my students write down this very long string of letters here. Not convenient at all. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and copy that URL. I'm going to go to a new tab. I'm going to just open up a new website called tinyurl.com. This is going to make it very easy for me to create a shorter URL that I can actually write up on the board. So I've pasted in the URL of my very long Google Doc, and I'm going to call that Test March 29 and make tinyurl. And you can see that it has created that tiny URL. So now, anytime I want to have students go there, I can just have them I can write this on the board, tinyurl.com/test_March 29th, hit enter, and it turns it into our very long URL and takes our students right to the document we want. So now we've got it. We've got a document that our students can all log into simultaneously. If there are other people on viewing this, I could click up here and see how many different people there are. There's a little chat box in here that I can use to type to people. I can make that go away. I can insert comments about certain topics. And my students can work on a great collaborative environment. Unfortunately, if there were a lot of students working at this document simultaneously, a big blank canvas might be a little bit chaotic. So it's really important that we have structure to this document. We might want to make it such that students are entering data in teams, and we give each team a certain spot where they are supposed to be writing things up. Or another structure might be that they're working on different parts of a document, an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. We have 3 different teams working on 3 different things. And if we were to do that, it might even be even more convenient if we were to assign those different sections to different numbers. So Team 1, you're in charge of Section 1. Team 2, you're in charge of Section 2. Team 3, you're in charge of Section 3. For clarity, numbers can be a little bit easier to refer to than the whole lengthy word, but you can figure out how to do that. Part of your job as the instructor is to create that structure to the document that really helps make it such that every single person has a way and a place to contribute, and they know where they're supposed to contribute. And that's part of your job when you try and figure out what you're going to have your students doing with this document. But right now, we've got that document, and the rest is up to you.